The Shaltech Dominion had ruled the stars for centuries. Their fleets stretched across a dozen spiral arms, their banners planted on countless conquered worlds. Entire civilizations had been bent into silence beneath their iron talons. And when they looked upon Earth, they saw only another primitive colony race. A people too sentimental, too fractured, too bound by morality to ever rise against them. So they chose their lesson carefully. Not a war, not an invasion, but a demonstration. A single human colony, Arcadia 4, was burned. Not conquered, not annexed, simply erased. Shaltech cruisers cut the sky open with plasma fire. Cities dissolved into glass. Millions of voices were silenced in hours. The Dominion's generals transmitted their act across the galactic network with cold amusement, their voices dripping with scorn. This is the price of insolence. Humans breed fast. They will recover. But they must learn. Their colonies exist only by our permission. When the final flames faded, the Shaltech left orbit. Their warships carved sigils of dominance into Arcadia's shattered crust, a mocking signature. And then they moved on, expecting silence. The Feast of Mockery, the Dominion's High Council, celebrated the massacre with pageantry. Great halls of obsidian echoed with laughter as holograms of Arcadia's annihilation replayed again and again. To the Shaltech, this was art, theater, a demonstration of inevitability. Do you see them flee? One noble sneered, watching frozen images of burning transports falling from the sky. Do you see how fragile they are? They call themselves resilient. They call themselves adaptable. Bah! They are cattle dressed as thinkers. Their courtiers roared in approval. Word spread quickly through the galaxy. Traitors, mercenaries, and diplomats whispered the news. The Dominion had struck the humans, and Earth had done nothing. Silence. It was interpreted as fear, as weakness, as submission. Humans will not retaliate, the Shaltech broadcast. They cannot. Their fleets are scattered. Their world is soft. Their kind prefers trade to conquest, mercy to vengeance. Let them weep. It changes nothing, the galaxy nodded. Empires shifted uneasily, but none challenged the declaration. After all, the Dominion had proven right time and again. Resistance was always crushed, but the Dominion made one mistake. They confused silence with surrender. The quiet before the storm, for 6 months, Earth spoke nothing. The galactic net saw no official transmission. No threats. No outrage. No plea. The Dominion mistook this quiet for paralysis. Other empires whispered that humanity was retreating, licking wounds, preparing to bow. But within the silence, Earth prepared. On hidden shipyards orbiting Mars, titans of steel were awakened. Beneath the crust of Luna, weapons sealed since before first contact were rearmed. Out beyond Neptune's shadow, an old project long thought abandoned roared back to life. And in the barracks of Europa Base, soldiers were briefed. Not on defense, not on survival, but on annihilation. The orders were simple, spoken in words etched into the marrow of humanity itself. They struck civilians. They struck innocents. They think us fragile. Now they will learn what fragility truly is. The galaxy did not see the fleets rise. The galaxy did not hear the comms crackle with orders. The galaxy did not sense the human war machine stretching awake like an ancient predator. But the Dominion's time of laughter was running thin. The spark, one soldier's stand it, began with a single man, Sergeant Elias Ward, survivor of Arcadia 4. He had been off-world during the massacre, commanding a routine patrol along the colony's outskirts. When he returned, he found ash where his home had been, silence where his family once lived. He did not weep. He did not plead. He swore. And when Earth's fleets moved, Elias Ward was placed at the tip of the spear, not because he was chosen, but because he demanded it. His strike team, designated Shadowlance, was sent deep into Dominion territory. Their target, the Fortress of Jarun, a bastion believed impenetrable, a symbol of Shaltech invincibility. Ward infiltrated alone. His squad breached the walls. But he went further, deeper, where even his men dared not follow. The Dominion's commanders awoke to fire in their command halls. Their war banners burned. Their officers fell silent, throats cut in the shadows. And when their central relay was destroyed, broadcasting their panic across half the Dominion's sectors, only one name was whispered in terror. The human. Ward's raid was not victory by itself, but it was the fracture that shattered the illusion of Shaltech superiority. Earth breaks. Its silence 2 weeks later, Earth spoke. Across the galactic net, one transmission cut through every frequency, overriding every broadcast. The face was calm. a uniformed officer with the seal of the Terran Defense Directorate. Her voice was cold steel. To the Shaltech Dominion. You murdered Arcadia Fro. You slaughtered civilians without cause. You mocked our silence as weakness. You are mistaken. You have misread the human soul. We were not silent because we were afraid. We were silent because we were preparing. Now, the time for preparation is over. The broadcast ended, and then the stars themselves seemed to shudder. The sky turns black. The first retaliation came swift. Entire Dominion fleets vanished in coordinated strikes. Human dreadnoughts, ships never seen before, bristling with rail cannons the size of mountains, dropped out of warp and tore through formations like predators through prey. From the dark edges of space, carrier groups released swarms of drones, each one guided by AI forged in Earth's hidden wars. They struck without warning, without mercy, without pause. On 10 fronts, Dominion fleets attempted counteroffensives. On 10 fronts, they were annihilated. Observers across the galaxy watched in disbelief. Reports filled the networks. The humans, their fleets blot out the suns. Their soldiers fight as though death itself fears them. The Dominion is not winning. The Dominion is burning. Elias Ward was there in every battle. At Jarun, at Halvan's Rift, at the Siege of Aura. He became myth. Soldiers swore he fought like 10 men, that he carried the fury of 1,000,000 dead Arcadians in his rifle. The galaxy gave him a name, the Revenant. Retribution without mercy. The war escalated. Human fleets did not conquer. They did not occupy. They eradicated Dominion shipyards, vaporized from orbit, slagged into molten rivers, fortified worlds, reduced to silence, their command centers cored out with surgical precision. Pride fleets numbering thousands, shredded by human weaponry that bent physics into obedience. Wherever Elias Ward's banner appeared, Shaltech soldiers surrendered or fled. Entire garrisons whispered his name like a curse. The galaxy had seen wars before, but not like this. This was not conquest. This was vengeance, and vengeance was absolute. The fall of the Dominion, it ended faster than anyone thought possible. In a single campaign season, the Dominion, once the galaxy's mightiest empire, was shattered, its fleets broken, its worlds burning, its council dead. Elias Ward himself delivered the final blow. At the gates of the Dominion's capital world, he led a drop force of 100 humans against 10,000 Shaltech defenders. He walked through fire. He walked through steel. He planted the Terran flag on the council spire as the Dominion's last rulers fell. The galaxy held its breath, and humanity did not gloat. Earth did not broadcast victory parades. No speeches of domination were given. No boasts of supremacy. Instead, a single transmission echoed through the void. Elias Ward's voice carried to every star. This is humanity's only warning. We do not seek your worlds. We do not crave your riches. We do not hunger for your thrones. But if you strike us, if you harm our people, our allies, our kin, then there will be no place in the galaxy where you can hide. We will find you. We will end you. Learn this truth well. Humanity's patience is vast, but our vengeance is infinite. The aftermath, a galaxy in silence. When the war ended, a silence deeper than space itself fell. The Dominion was gone, erased from the map like a name carved from stone. Other empires, once bold and boastful, spoke in whispers. Trade routes shifted, borders froze, ancient rivalries cooled. And everywhere, one lesson spread like wildfire. Never provoke Earth again. Some called it fear. Some called it respect. Others called it survival. But all agreed on one thing. The galaxy had changed. Not because of fleets that blotted out suns. Not because of weapons that shattered empires. Not even because of Earth itself. But because one soldier, one human who lost everything, had carried vengeance like a torch into the darkness, and with it, he had burned the fate of empires forever. Final whisper: Elias Ward never returned to Earth. His fate is unknown. Some say he died on the battlefield. Others believe he still walks among the stars, watching, waiting, guarding. But among the galaxy's countless species, one whisper endures, a story passed from child to child, soldier to soldier, emperor to emperor. Beware the silence of Earth, for when it ends, even the stars themselves will tremble.